I know who's playing tonight, but I have no idea who's playing tonight. We know it's the Niners and Packers. I'm not quite sure who the Niners are going to put out there at wide receiver, and also who's running the football for the Green Bay Packers. They're scheduled to play in San Francisco tonight. It's a go for right now. I was surprised this game wasn't moved. Patriots game a couple of weeks ago was moved to a Sunday. But this game might be the clearest illustration of a fact that's becoming clearer by the day. The NFL wants to get through this season as quickly as possible. The Niners' top 3 wide receivers are on the reserve COVID list. And you also have their tackle, Trent Williams, on that list. Meanwhile, the Packers without their 3 top running backs. And this is something that we were concerned about, the NFL was concerned about, players in the same position group exposed to one another. Basically, the Niners might not be able to throw and the Packers might not be able to run. It was sort of like that in the NFC title game last year. San Francisco destroyed Green Bay with its running game and might be able to do that again. The bigger question is it wise to play this game in prime time with the whole nation watching? Like it feels like it's a bad look. And hopefully the teams can limit the spread of the virus in their facilities, and they'll probably view this as a blip on the season. But tonight's game seems like a challenge and possibly a bad look for the NFL. Ian Rappaport, NFL.com, will join us coming up. Why hasn't the NFL moved this game? Because it feels like you have two teams at a decided disadvantage facing each other. Maybe it's an equal disadvantage. The Niners have been snake bitten this year. They lead the NFL in player games missed to injury. Now, this is even before COVID. Most games missed due to injury. These are the player games missed. San Francisco leading, it's not even close, 124 games missed by their players due to injuries. The Eagles are second at 107. The Jets at 88. Seattle 87, Dallas 83. And in case you're wondering, the teams that have had the fewest games missed due to player injury, the Dolphins are the best team and the healthiest team. The Steelers then next, and then the Atlanta Falcons.
Okay, start simple. Should the NFL play the game tonight, yes or no? How do you think people would vote?
Well, I want to see it, but I don't want to see it kind of in this capacity. You still have Aaron Rodgers out there, and you want to tune in to see Aaron Rodgers, Devontae Adams, but I would like to see him at full strength. I'd really like to know, and it's not going to happen because of the injuries, but I'd like to know, has Green Bay answered any questions from last year's title game when they got blown out? And can San Francisco still run the ball right down, the Green Bay Packers' throats? Green Bay's not stopping anybody on the run. I would move it because of the positive test. The injuries you can't do anything about, but just the look of it, it doesn't look good for the NFL. Like we're gonna play this game. Okay, play the game. Where in other situations they've moved games. And I don't know if this gets worse. I think later in the season it does, because I do think there'll be maybe a carelessness on part of some of these teams, some of these players. They're not in the playoff chase. And, hey, I want to go out. Now, this has been a long year, bad year. And you're probably going to have some looser restrictions, or at least in their own minds, of what they can and can't do. That's where I think there's the potential for we got to maybe shut down for a week. Maybe you have to add a week to get in these games. Yeah, Paulie.
I wonder if the NFL is kind of trying, it seems like they're trying the opposite thing where it's so close to game time on a Thursday. Let's keep it and just whoever's there is there. And we don't want to get so backed up we have to move stuff. They're thinking right now the playoffs and Super Bowl seem like they're intact at the time period they're scheduled. And we may have to have a few ugly nights like Thursday night to get to there.
But this is a marquee game. Now, even without Garoppolo in there, the 49ers have no wide receivers. And Green Bay doesn't have their running backs. If we wait a couple of days, can we at least be fair to both of these teams here? And that's all I'm saying. That I know that you got guys missing on both sides, but how about we get as close to full strength as possible? And I think waiting a couple extra days, but I'll ask Ian Rappaport about that coming up. Yes, McLevin.
Yeah, but are you going to run into a situation where if you push that back, like it becomes a domino where you keep pushing back and run out of time?
Well, I mean, they played Thursday night last week. It just, this happens. You have an alternative plan, and you've used it before. It's not like you go, we don't move Thursday games. Fox spent too much money. We don't move those games. You've moved the game. And it seems like that would be the smarter choice for both teams here. I mean, if I'm Green Bay, do I want to be traveling to San Francisco? No, I don't.